HM6 is our most ambitious, our most crazy, our most complex project to date. It comes from another of my childhood souvenirs. It was a Japanese manga called Capitaine Flamme in French, which I thought was Japanese, but actually is American originally. It's Captain Future, which was born in the 30s and taken over by the Japanese in the 70s. And Capitaine Flamme had this vessel which was two spheres attached by a central cylinder. So I remember thinking, wouldn't it be fantastic if we had two Capitaine Flamme spaceships put together? That was the initial draft sketch I did, and in the center was actually the engine powering up those two pods, which were the spaceship. The design language, I on purpose wanted it to be completely different to what you've seen up till now. That's the luxury I have at MB&F, is every piece I can do anything I want. There is no brand DNA. We went back to something which was very important for me, the late 70s, beginning of the 80s, an incredible designer called Luigi Colani. And Luigi Colani was the man who was credited for basically recreating bio-design, nature-inspired fluid designs. So from that, we sat down with Eric Giraud and said, let's try and recreate that language of the late 70s, beginning of 80s. Fluid, bio, anatomic practically, something which was virtually like an animal. When I first saw the movement of HM6 working, with the flying tourbillon turning, with these spheres turning, with everything actually working, I think it's the closest you can feel to seeing your child born. It's not 9 months, it's 4 years. And wow, we're all in the team extremely proud of this new baby.
Number 2. Number 3.
We broke the sound barrier on watches. That ties into obviously our aerospace background and our engineering and advanced design.
We have a system of 4 belts that are driven by 4 motors, and those 4 motors are controlled by a central microcontroller, which is essentially a little mini computer.
When you look at this watch and you see these belts, they're just sliding past each other, and you just can't believe what's going on in here. And it gives you the sensation of what's going on in an engine.
It's a kinetic sculpture. So all of a sudden the watch becomes alive, and it has a personality, and it has an amazing attraction when people see it in motion. And most watches, movements that have been invented 200-300 years ago. There's really not a lot of new movements that are even developed or even attempted. So a lot of times you just see aesthetics around mechanical movements, whereas we invented a movement. It's just not a design, it's an engineering feat.
Not much has changed since the sundial. People tell time on a system that's comprised of a face and hands. We have made a significant change in how people think of telling time, especially when it's on your wrist. So you have analog watches or clocks, and then you have digital watches and clocks. And ours is a hybrid of the two. And because of that, it's something that people have really responded to. It's something that is really different. It's, one would say, revolutionary.
You go to school and you learn all of these concepts. You learn all kinds of physics, and you learn, friction of surfaces and all kinds of different concepts. You're not quite sure what you're going to use later in life. And in some cases, you don't use those concepts at all. You're just kind of moving along with the same concept and producing the same thing. Well, with this watch, I really had to pull out a lot of these ideas and a lot of these concepts, and had to write down equations and, solve different equations for the friction of components, and a lot of testing.
We have a electric drive, a quartz movement, which is accurate to within 1/2 second per day. And we've combined that with a intensely mechanical movement that moves the belts around. It's robust, it's reliable, and it's mesmerizing.
We're just starting. We own the global patent on the movement, and we are going to really have fun playing with future versions of this watch.
Number 4. Number 5. Number 6. Number 7. Number 8. Number 9. Number 10.